Grand Rising, beautiful people. Welcome in to Sunday service, where we're going to get into, of course, the gods, the astrology, and the numerology of it all. Make sure that you like and share. I don't know. I just feel like, people know what they want to share and what they want to like, right? They know what they want to share. Hey, what they want to share. But hey, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate the support. I really have so much. I mean, we're at the end of the year. We're just finishing our 30-day challenge. Ending out this 9-year cycle. I ain't gonna hold you. This 9 years has been tough. And knowing the cards, definitely discovering the cards like 10, 11 years ago with the Aquarius Maximus, my number one daughter, and really getting deep into it, before, I started with the Destiny and 20, I don't know, it's been a long time, 2001. And then in 10 years ago with cardology, where it helped me to really find myself in the cards and discover so much. And I know that's what we're doing. We're looking to discover ourselves, right? So this last 9 years it has taken me from the rooter to the tutor. I mean, thinking about the things that have happened. And as we go through, documenting stuff, and I'm good at documenting because I kind of post all the time on my Instagram, but I'm good at documenting my life, in my journal. Okay, I'm a plug. Hey, Mo. This is my new journal for the year. This is the planner journal. I make one every year. And this is what I use. I always had, bought journals and stuff like that. So I said, let me make my own journal. So I document every year my planner journals, and it's on my website, or it's on, of course, I'm supposed to pull a book up, but I'm not proficient in that stuff. I'm showing you a copy of my book because that's the only way I know how to do it. You know how everything has to be done a certain way and stuff like that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. I agree with using the tools I have, and this is my book, right? So this is a planner journal, and it's on Amazon, and I use it to document my years. And I started, I think this is like my 6th year, so I have so much documentation inside of my journals. So, and it has the monthly calendar, it has all of the cards, it has space for you to put your cards in. But that's saying how we document stuff. And I think, and I know for me, going forward in the new year, this new 1 year is going to be critical, because not only is it a 1 year, we still have these planets that, these generational planets that are changing things. And that's what generational planets do. So Pluto and Aquarius, this is a game changer for us. What is it that we want? This is a time where we get a chance to examine our hopes and wishes and then go for it. It doesn't get any better than that. But we have to have that the grit, the tenacity, all of those things that is going to require us to take a chance. Uranus is about putting yourself out there, right? And it's going to put you out there whether you like it or not. When things happen in your life abruptly, that's Uranus. So you getting a chance to really look at the foundational things that you want to do, because that's what Uranus is looking at. Is looking at, can this really hold? So yeah, we're getting a chance to really to do that. Hey Brandy, hey Tosh, I see y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. So we're looking at the week ahead. So we're going to look at the week ahead, which is the end of the year. And today is, a very important day, because it is the Three of Hearts. And these last days, these cards are significant because they're not around a lot. So we get a chance to look at the end of the year and where these hearts are and try to hone into what's happening, because as we get closer to that 31st, to that Joker, and then we step into the King of Spades, this is a ritual, fam. This is a whole ritual. And we want to be able to use this ritual to be able to, set the tone for our upcoming year. So, yeah, 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 yeah. That part. That part. That's what I'm about. I'm about learning how to do what we got to do with what we got, right? So, of course, I'm going to read because I'm going to be consistent because I write books. I write books, right? I write books. So I want to be consistent with what I am putting out there. So leaving December and entering into January, from the hearts to the spades. December has been an emotional space, a month shaped by feeling, memory, longing, and attachment and release. And I felt it. I mean, every day has been building to a crescendo of ending out this cycle. The heart suit teaches us where we were connected and where we were wounded and where we still carried it. It is soft. It is a soft closing, even when it hurts. It ends in a body before it ends in a mind. Isn't that deep? That our emotions, we hold on to things in looping, with our clubs and with Mercury and stuff. But the heart is like, yeah, I can't hold it. So the heart wants to feel, and then our clubs and Mercury gives us the way to express it. So we use Mercury, and that's why our Mercury card is so important, because everything filters through it. So we use our Mercury card to express how we're feeling. So we don't often do that well. We don't often know how to express how we're feeling. And then our heart goes offline. Our heart is like, until you allow me to express myself, I'm just gonna sit. So your hearts, your cards, your Venus, yeah, it's about expressing yourself, right? And Mercury gives you the words, right? So what's your Mercury card? January is different. January begins the spades, the suit of truth, structure, consequence, and endurance, right? We're leaving the hearts and we're stepping straight into the fire. Where the hearts ask, how do you feel? The spades ask, what is real, right? Hearts invite connection. Spades reveal the course. This course in between months is not a celebration, it is a review. As we step into January, what remains after emotions pass, and what still feels true when feelings settle, and what will we carry by choice and not by habit? So think about it. Think about how we're stepping into space, because spades get a bad rep because they involve work. That's why they get a bad rap. They involve work. When we're looking at the spades and we're looking at all four of the elements, the spade is the pressure point. It's the skeleton that is holding your heart, your clubs, and your diamonds, just like your body. When we look at our body, and our skeleton is holding our organs, is holding everything together, spades, as that skeleton, is holding our emotions, our resources, and our communication abilities. It's holding whatever it is. If it's an ace of spades, the skeleton is the ace of spades. The ace of hearts, and ace of diamonds, and the ace of clubs is what is in the container, right? So when something is happening, the spade has to make sure that that container is good. So it's going to point you to something. It can point you to your emotions. It can point you to something that you got to pay attention to. So as we're leaving heart season, and with the hearts in December, we want to empty. We want to empty. We need to empty, right? Because we don't want to run up against the King of Spades with a whole lot of nonsense from this year. So this is a time where we're emptying, right? So spades do not begin with action, they begin with awareness. January stands still. It looks, it measures, it decides. We are stepping out of the emotional narrative of December and into the instructional clarity of January. This is not about becoming harder, it's about becoming accurate. Right? It's becoming, because think about all of the emotions that have been spent during the last part of December. Spades are like, yeah, what you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to carry things that are no longer beneficial into the new year? Or are you going to resolve it? Are you going to have the conversations? Are you going to empty? Right? Are you going to leave it on the other side? Right? So, yeah, we're living the end of a cycle and the beginning of another. And this is the week that we want to really, I mean, this week is like, I mean, this is such a delicious week. It is so important. We're still dealing, we're still in the mighty King of Spades month, and we're going into a King of Spades week. Okay. Okay. So this is authority without noise. King of Spades is authority without noise. There's no pomp and circumstance. There's no noise with spades. There's just pressure. There's just fire, right? That leads to wisdom. Spades don't make a lot of noise. They don't. They don't have to. Right? So the sun brings visibility and clarity. Saturn brings structure and consequence. Together, they create a moment where truth stands without apology. This is not a week of goals and resolutions or momentum. It is a week of recognizing what is already true. Spades, it's done. By the time you get to spades, it's done. Right? It's done. So you looking at it from the perspective that I want to start my year off with this, that, and the third. The King of Spades is like, no, you standing with me. This is not about you starting something. You know, you finish the year, you've emptied out your emotions or not. Yeah, right. So it is a week of recognizing what is already true and what has already ended and no longer requires your energy. The King of Spades asks one question: what remains when nothing is forced? Oh, that's so good, right? What remains? That's what Spades is saying. What remains after you're not forcing anything? Spades is true. Spades are the truth. Right. And it's why people have so much difficulty with spades, because it's the truth. It is telling you you can't hide. Right. Spades are the truth. So this week we move quietly, we choose carefully, we act only from what is solid. If you feel less talkative, less motivated, less willing to explain, you are aligned. You are aligned. Think about that. King of Spades is my Mercury card. I promise you, I'm not. I do more talking on social media than I've ever done in my life. I'm not a very talkative person. It has it around family and friends, but for just talking sake, I'm not that person. I'm not. I'm very social in social settings. Is this a book I can purchase? Love this interpretation. Oh, thank you. I love it. I love that you love the interpretation, right? So much of what I'm talking about is in Sacred Codes. This is the book that I wrote that has a lot of what I'm talking about. Of course, my cardology workbook has a lot in it also. But Sacred Codes, this breaks down every card, and it's gonna give you the background to card reading and help you to have a better understanding. So Sacred Codes is the one that I would recommend that you get, because this is the living book of the 52 frequencies. So I've developed, I think, 4 or 5 spreads where I break it down and say exactly what this spread is saying, and tells you how to read it and how to read for people, how to look at it, right? So this would be the book that I would say for now. This book that I'm working on right now, oh my gosh, with this in it, oh my gosh. Whew, I say. So today is the Three of Hearts, the conversation before action. Now, this is powerful, right? And because this is a King of Spades week, King of Spades month, Three of Hearts is what? It's the daggone Mercury card, right? So you want to pay close attention in your relationships, very close attention in communication style, right? The King of Spades governs this week. It's authority, clarity, and a non negotiable truth. But today, it's Mercury, the Three of Hearts, steps forward. This means before authority speaks, it listens, right? Before authority speaks, it listens. Before a decision forms, a dialogue takes place. And before boundaries appear, the Three of Hearts reveals where energy is scattered and divided. Think about that, right? So the Three of Hearts is emotionally thinking, the mind moving through feeling instead of logic. Can you imagine the King of Spades, the most powerful Saturnian card in the deck? It cannot. It has to have an emotional edge to it. It's not logical. Three of Hearts is not a logical card, and it is the Venus card, right? So this week, it is about noticing where your intention is split. I'll just say it, right? If today feels emotionally reactive, hard to settle, full of options or inner voices, that is the Three of Hearts working. Nothing is wrong. It is simply showing you that the king will need to decide about it later. Right? It's Saturn. Right? It's like we can't make rash decisions. You got to feel. Think about how it is for the most powerful person in the world to feel. That's power, right? So today is not the day to choose, it is the day to see. Isn't that delicious? It's a day to see. Ah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So today reveals what the king will eventually decide. Let the heart speak without turning feeling into action. Isn't that something that we get a chance to really lean into the emotions? Because the King of Spades, that's Saturnian energy on fleek, and spades are fire. They are the wisdom behind the expression. You're expressing things, but what are you expressing? You're expressing from your experiences. Threes want to experience. So the experiences that you have had in your relationships. Yeah, today is a day where you want to think about long term. These are long term. It's like the conversations that you're having. This is long term Saturn. These are the King of Space is expressing, but it's also observing, right? It's observing. It's Mercury. It's also observing. It's coming from wisdom. It's coming from the most powerful wisdom in the deck. Right? Think about it. It's not going to be moving quickly, and no, not today. It's not. Have to sit with it. And it's not going to be comfortable for a lot of people. I just first thing, I already had an uncomfortable conversation with somebody who's not able to feel. And it's crazy. They're Ace of Clubs and this is their moon card. So having a conversation was very difficult for them because they couldn't feel. It's like, I need to feel. The Ace of Clubs is a semi-fixed card with the Two of Hearts, right? The Ace of Clubs is the communicating part, and the Two of Hearts is the emotional part. So the Ace of Clubs learns to express itself, and then it has to feel. Right. It's like I got to feel their semi-fixed card, their soulmate is a feeler. So that's kind of like, yeah, I want to really think about this because I got to feel it. But do you know that? Do you know that this is about feelings? Whoa, 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 feelings. Yeah, today will be about feelings. So that King of Spades, don't bring the fire to the table because you're going to get burnt. You're going to get burnt because you're dealing with the most grounded. I don't like fixed. A King of Spades can't be fixed. That's fixed is not even I don't even know why they say fixed. Fixed is not intelligent. If you're fixed, you're not intelligent. Grounded authority is intelligence. So today you're dealing with the properties that are going to help you ground yourself, right? Ground yourself in your authority and in your knowing and in your understanding, right? So that's starting off today. And today is Jupiter in the United States. I start the week on Thursday because the United States birthday is Thursday. So I start my work week off on Thursday. So today is Jupiter for the United States. So we got Jupiter with the Three of Hearts. And threes are ruled by Jupiter. But the King of Spades is Saturn. So this is people gathering, people learning how to communicate differently, right? This is a gathering day, it's a church day, it's a very it's a family day. Don't get into no disagreements. Just let's let it settle, right? Tomorrow, the 29th, is a Two of Hearts, right? The quiet choice beneath the king. Today carries the Two of Hearts, a card of emotional pairing and renaissance, and where the heart wants to belong. So today we make this day. This is about the nuance of today because it's an Ace of Clubs semi-fix attached to this, and the Ace of Clubs is, oh my goodness, I'm saying the synchronicities. The Ace of Clubs, it's the Venus to the King of Clubs, the King of Spades, right? So when we think about, um, how relationships are going to be, yeah, I could see that. I could see from the conversation that I had earlier, I could see it, right? Is if I'm not able to express myself because I'm not feel safe in my heart, it's going to be a problem. It could be a very argumentative day tomorrow. Put a pin in it. Don't get no arguments. Because if somebody doesn't feel safe in their heart, they're not going to know how to express themselves. So the 29th is a Two of Hearts. And the Two of Hearts reveals what the heart leans forward, right? It's leaning into it. The Ace of Clubs reveals the first thought, the internal truth, before it becomes language. So think about it. You're thinking about something. You're thinking about a person. You're thinking about an emotion, right? The thought before. The Ace of Clubs is the thought before this even happened. It didn't even happen. It didn't happen, right? And the King of Spades decides later whether to negotiate. Today is not a day of action, it is a day of noticing. Right? This King of Spades is going to be very important with these hearts and the King of Spades. This isn't about reaction, it's Saturn energy. And Saturn takes time, and the King of Spades is about authority. So today is a day to really listen and not have conversations before you feel safe, before you yeah, the first thought, before you have gone through the process. It's like it pops in your head and you say it. No, you don't do that. This is a semi-fixed card. That card has to go through a process, right? And the process is feeling safe in the heart. This is Venus. If Venus doesn't feel safe, it's not going to be a good picture because Mercury is where it communicates from. So the Venus card has to be online for the Mercury card, for the Venus card, to fall down into that emotional state and feel comfortable, right? So, what today is actually doing, the Two of Hearts is not about asking you to connect, it is asking you to recognize where the connection already exists. Isn't that deep? You've already thought about it. It's already something that has impacted something, right? So even if you haven't named it, the added layer of the Ace of Clubs means what you feel is trying to become conscious. A truth wants to form a sentence. Your mind is being asked to admit what your body already knows. What does your body feel? Right? It's like, do I feel? Am I safe to feel? Am I comfortable feeling? Because that's what the Ace of Clubs is going to respond to. If the Ace of Clubs are a very argumentative card, it's an ace and it's a club. If it doesn't feel safe, it's going to protect itself, right? And the King of Spades is definitely the protector. You don't want to argue with the King of Spades. Don't want to do it. It's not going to end well, right? This is the emotional information of the King of Spades. This is the this is how the King of Spades will express itself, right? When authority speaks later, right? You know how you be talking, your kids come to you and they saying da da da, you say, okay, I'll get back to you, right? They trying to hem you up and get you, okay, I'll get back to you. That's authority. That's the King of Spades. I'll get back to you. Because it has to go through a process of feeling. I love the fidget tay that has an image of the King of Swords on it. So, how this fits this week? The King of Spades does not make impulsive choices. It waits. It observes. It collects. It collects what is real. 2029 delivers informational data. It shows where your energy goes without effort, what you crave without permission, what you still feel despite logic, right? Because the Ace of Clubs is logic. It's logic. This is logic. No, the Two of Hearts is like, no, I want to feel. And the Two of Hearts is going to be the theme, right? Nothing needs to be said out loud. Nothing needs to be acted on today, tomorrow. The 29th is only a job. The only job is revelations, right? What is going to be revealed? What is going to be revealed? Think about it. As we are moving through these processes, what is going to be revealed? Because we're not going to rush to judgment. King of Spades day, right? King of Spades, we're ending out the King of Spades month. There's no rush to judgment with the King of Spades, right? That's why 52 is such a difficult year, right? It's a difficult year. You sit with the King of Spades being judged. December the 30th, the Ace of Hearts. The breath that empties. This is extremely important ending out this year, right? Today carries the Ace of, well, not that day. The 30th carries the Ace of Hearts, but at the end of a cycle. This card does not begin anything, it empties. This is the final emotional exhale before identity is suspended on 1231. The Ace of Hearts today is on 1230 is feeling without storing, it's sensation without story, and it's emotions passing through once without meaning assigned. The Ace of Hearts, is emptying. At the end of the year, it's emptying, right? Not holding on to anything. Nothing needs to be processed, nothing needs to be understood. The work is simply to let it move through. On the final numbered day of the cycle, the pattern becomes the Ace of Hearts. Not new love, not forgiveness, but emotional truth with story. Whatever you feel that day, feel it once. Do not build a narrative, right? When we think about aces, this is the opportunity, that first thought. You don't want to build a narrative around it. It's like, the new love, you don't want to, okay, no, you don't want to do that. You want to empty and to be able to be more, fluid with it, right? It's like, okay, let me make room. The Ace of Hearts is telling you, let me make room, right? So the completion of the wait, oop, oop. Let's jump down to day 31. So December the 31st is going to be one of my favorite days of this week, right? It's the Joker. And the Joker is a card that it's not talked about a lot because it is something that, you know, is supposed to be rebellious, and nobody is trying to encourage people to rebel, right? But Pluto and Aquarius is doing a good job of it. So this is the most exciting day of the year, right? Today, the 31st, to Joker. Today is the only day in the cycle where nothing is assigned. No role, no identity, no direction, and no expectation. This is the most exciting day of the year, not because of what happens, but because anything could. The Joker is pure possibility, a blank field, a day where the past cannot follow and the future has not yet arrived. Excitement today is not adrenaline, it's permission to not know, not to define, not to decide, to exist without outcome. If you feel untethered, empty, floating, restless, or hopeful, you are aligned. Today you are unclaimed. Today you are unbound, and let the day be what nothing else is allowed to be. A space where everything is possible and nothing must happen, right? So if we look at these 3 days and I believe it's a ritual. I do. I believe that is a ritual that we don't take enough um we don't participate in, right? So it's a trinity: the Ace of Hearts, the Joker, and the King of Spades. How the cycle ends and how a new one actually begins. This is about the symbolism, right? The symbolism. This is mechanics. The Ace of Hearts is the last breath of form, right? So on 12:30, the Ace of Hearts is not beginning. It's not the beginning of love here. It's the final exhale of the emotional form. The Ace of Hearts does not end. Is at the end of the 52, and it releases emotional residue, clears attachment without memory, and allows feeling without the narrative. This is critical. The Ace of Hearts does not ask you to heal; it allows the body to empty. Isn't that delicious? Is I don't have to worry about healing it. I need to empty it. I need to let go, right? No processing, no reframing, no forgiveness ritual. Just breathe. How easy is that, right? So the correct language say, let it pass through once. No story is required. Feeling does not need meaning today. Do not say, open your heart, set intentions, call in new love. At the end of a cycle, the heart is not opening, it's emptying. Hello, somebody. This is the end of a 9-year cycle. The heart is emptying. Oh, now that's good. We can let it go. It's emptying. We're not trying to start new things in a 9-year. We're not. We shouldn't, right? So the Joker is the void between patterns. The Joker is not chaos. It is not trickster. It is not freedom. The Joker is non assignment. What the Joker actually is no role, no identity, no timeline, and no responsibility to act. The Joker is the day conscious is seated. Un- and when we think about what people are going through, they may feel disorientated emotionally and then reckless or euphoric. I'm just saying, right? Especially if you know what they're doing, right? They are patternless for 24 hours. We have 24 hours. So the Joker's function, it dissolves the authority of the old cycle, prevents the new cycle from inheriting residue. Think about it. Clears identity momentum. This is the day of the year where nothing is required and nothing is missing. The correct language, you are between. No choice is demanded today. Let the day pass without definition. Do not declare goals, claim identity, make vows, or forecast a year. This Joker is sacred, new and neutral, right? So that day is the void. The Joker is the void. It is void of everything. You know, it says that the Joker has access to all of the cards. I don't believe that. I think the Joker is all of the cards. Why would it need access? The King of Spades is grounded. The Joker is fluid. So the Joker is experiencing everything. It does not need to access the Eight of Diamonds. It has the Eight of Diamonds as the access point, as that frequency. I believe the Joker is just raw frequency. So it has the ability to pull from, be, do. And I think that's what the scary part about the Joker is and why it was taken out of the deck, because it's not 52 cards. It's one, right? That has the ability to experience everything. It's the void, right? It's that you think about the one and the zero, where you get a chance to step in the infinite possibilities. You can magnify that by thousands for the Joker. The infinite possibilities that the Joker has, right? So then we're going to step into January the 1st, the King of Spades. It does not begin with innocence. It begins with earned authority. That's why the King of Spades means the return of wisdom after consequence, structure informed by experience, and boundaries that no longer argue. The King of Spades does not ask who will I be this year? It asks, what do I know to be true? What do you know to be true? You making a New Year's resolution. What do you know to be true? Right? What do you know to be true? You've emptied out on the Ace of Hearts. Now you stepped into the void of infinite possibilities with your Joker. Infinite possibilities, the void where there's no authority, there's nothing, and you just experienced it. And now you sit with the King of Spades, and it's like, what do I know to be true? What do I know to be true? Okay, they both Jokers. Oh wow, that's deep. I gotta look into that. Okay, oh, thank you for that. This is not motivation, this is integration. You are not starting over, you are starting with clarity. So you've emptied out on the Ace of Hearts. You stepped into the infinite possibilities on the 31st. And with the King of Spades, you stand with authority. You stand with authority, right? So why? The 52 cycle does not end with celebration. It ends with release, absence, and authority. The Ace of Hearts is the emotional release and the sensation without story. The Joker is the pattern suspension and the identity is off. The King of Spades is structure return and wisdom embodied. This is why resolutions fail, intentions collapse, and vision boards exhaust people. They skip the void. Isn't that deep? Whew. Oh my goodness. So we're looking at the cycle ends with the breath. The breath dissolves into silence and it returns, and from silence, clarity returns. We do not begin again as beginners. We return to those who now know. Think about that. We end with a breath, the Ace of Hearts. We're like, empty, right? Then the Joker is like, okay, there's no structure. There's no bosses. There's no nothing. The Joker is the void. Okay, what am I gonna do here? I've left everything behind. I've exhaled. I've left it. And the Joker is like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? The breath dissolves into silence, and silence, clarity returns. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. So, how this functions, the King of Spades week is watching, right? It does not interfere. It allows the body to clear what the mind cannot finish. The Ace of Hearts prepares the field, clearing residue, softening the nervous system, making room for the void that comes next. This is the emotional housekeeping at the edge of a cycle. Come on, somebody. This is the end of a cycle. December is ending a 9-year cycle, right? Which adds more to it, right? So, this is a new way of looking at it, right? Because the last breath is the old feeling. Let it pass. So on the 31st, we are looking at the new role and the new identity and the new direction. We're looking at the possibilities. We're looking at how we're going to step into the new day, which is we're stepping into the King of Spades day, but we're going into the Queen of Spades month. Authority arrives and truth begins. The year does not open with innocence, it opens with the King. January the 1st is a King of Spades day, a return of authority, structure, and non negotiable clarity, the only day of the year. And it begins in the Queen of Spades month, a cycle where truth becomes sharp, precise, and undeniable. The King of Spades returns to power. The Queen of Spades decides how it will be used. Hello, somebody, right? Today is not about the resolution of momentum. Today is the standing, and this is January the 1st, and what's already true, and entering a month where only what is honest will survive. If you feel quiet, selective, or unwilling to perform, you are aligned. This is the tone: authority without force, truth without apology, movement only when it is clean. Right? Only when it's clean is when you are moving. Oh, oh my gosh. It's not even an hour, boy. It feels like it's been days. That was a lot. Like and share. Like and share. Join the channel, right? Join my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing so much more on YouTube, right? This year. I've already been given my marching orders. So join the channel. January the 2nd is the Queen of Spades. Truth without softening. Today continues the Queen of Spades tone. But unlike the month, unlike the month, this day is direct, unfiltered, and immediate. Where January as a whole is about seeing, January the 2nd is about facing. Today, the 2nd is sharp clarity, reduced tolerance for excuses, the instinct to simplify, remove, or set back. Nothing needs to be explained, nothing needs to be justified. The queen does not argue, she observes, and then she knows. If today feels emotionally blunt, clear but uncomfortable, quiet and definitive, you are aligned. This is not a day to act, it is the day to admit. Now, the Queen of Spades is definitely a difficult card. It's my challenging karma card. It's been my challenging karma card since the day I was born. And it's not difficult for me, it's difficult for people, right? Let's just say on day 1230. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what day they're born in. Somebody said they're jokers. But if you look at the Queen of Spades and you look at Spades, Spades are the last on the spectrum. Let's look at it as a spectrum, right? And the Queen of Spades is the background. The spades are in the background. Spades are not in the foreground. Just like fire, fire is not available all of the time. Fire is the spark. So the Queen of Spades is doing the background work, right? Excuse me, the outward is the Queen of Hearts, Clubs, and Diamonds. Those are the outward queens. Those are the queens that are doing the queening. Queen of Spades is the cleanup crew. The Queen of Spades, when we look at Spades, it's the skeleton. It's the structure. It's holding everything together. So when the Queen of Hearts is on alignment, that's emotional. The Queen of Diamonds is values, and the Queen of Clubs is going to be communication. By time the Queen of Spades get there, it's a problem. You don't want the Queen of Spades to show up because that means it's out of alignment. You have had opportunities to do what you need to do. And when you don't, now you have to sit with the Queen of Spades and get back in alignment. And that's why spades are so difficult for people. When they show up in your hand, it's the health of it. It's the health of it. If you have a six of spades, somewhere along the line, you've had a six of diamonds, six of hearts, and a six of clubs. When a six of spades shows up, it's the reckoning time. You've had all of the time to bring that into balance, to do what you need to do. That's why the pressure feels so, it's so off-putting to people because you missed an opportunity. This is spade season we're going into. And if you look outside, this is winter. And the leaves are gone, the trees are bare, the grass is dormant because everything is like it's going to the bone of it. Spades is taking it down to see what is viable, what trees are going to come back, what are going to live. You got to look at the root system. So the root system of the spades is the hearts, the clubs, and the diamonds. So you're looking at the root system in the wintertime. So that's why with spades, this is why you have to nourish yourself. The nourishment comes from the rich foods, the broths, and the things that nourish your body, not fruits. People that are eating fruits in the winter are way off because fruits do not grow here in the winter. If they're growing where you are, it's fine. But we don't have fruits for a reason. We're inside and it's cold, and we are to nourish ourselves with seasonal things. They still selling watermelon, and I don't know where them watermelon come from. Who eats watermelon in the winter? Watermelon is to cool you in the summer. The benefits of watermelon, and you got to be very careful because too much watermelon it can lead to you with your other eating of other things becoming diabetic, right? Watermelon is pure sugar. It's a fad. People go through fads. It's like kale was a fad. People go through fads and they just follow, I'm eating watermelon. Why would you be eating watermelon? It's 20 degrees outside. And then you cold and you don't know why you cold. You cold because watermelon is cooling. It cools the system, right? Only luck grew here. They are ripe in February. So you get a chance to, in the winter, we go dormant, right? It's dormant because we looking at our structure. Spades are like, what has to go? There are things, your emotions, everything that you're dealing with, you're going to be coming back out during planting, and it's going to show you what you are carrying that is not viable. So when you look outside at the trees and they look at the trunk and they're looking to see whether that tree is going to come back, because if that tree is dying, it could be dangerous. It could fall on a house, all kind of things. So during this season, elders, you got to be. I'm an elder. You got to be very mindful of the elders and making sure that you are giving them something viable, communication, warmth, good food. It's very important because spade season is the time of year where people can be melancholy and they can deal with depression and stuff like that because of the weight of it. Spades are weight. Wisdom is weight. Spades is the whole enchilada. It's the structure, that the container. Spades are that container. So, what's inside of the container is what you want to ask yourself through spade season. So, as we go into with the Queen of Spades, those are the things that's going to come up. Then, January the 3rd is the Jack of Spades, the first response. If the King holds authority and the Queen holds truth, the Jack holds response. January the 3rd, the Jack of Spades is the first spark of motion inside a month that still asks to wait. Jack of Spades does not build, it tests, it shows you where effort leaks, where you overextended, where energy moves impulsively instead of cleanly. What you try to fix when silence becomes uncomfortable. Nothing needs to be completed today. Today reveals how you react when truth becomes real. Watch yourself. Do not move because it's time or because stillness feels threatening. This is a day to see your reflexes before the queen decides what is allowed to move forward. I'm just saying, this the Queen of Spades month. This is the month where you're going to be tested. That's what self-mastery is. The Queen of Spades decides what are you going to be able to take with you, right? So yes, that is the weekly forecast. Feel free to listen to this over and over again, like and leave me lots of messages telling me, what you think about it. Right. This is the week ahead starting today. Right. And yeah, it was good. That was dope. I ain't gonna hold you. I enjoyed myself. I did because I am looking forward to the 31st. I mean, the Joker. We're going to get a chance to really unpack the Joker. Oh my gosh. We're going to there's so much I have a book, right? And the name of the book is called the name of the book is called The Return to the Deck, right? And it's a book that is narrated by the Joker. And it is about the five of diamonds, the eight of clubs, the six of clubs, and the five of hearts. Those are the four characters in the book. And the Joker is the narrator. And the Joker is talking about cards coming back online. And I have been studying the Joker for a long time and then started writing about the Joker, definitely I have a lot to say when it comes to that energy because it's something that is not, the things that we don't get a chance to express makes me wonder why. And I believe that there were, that in 1582 when the calendar was formed and the indigenous was compressed, the 10 days that were taken out of the deck were 10 frequencies, and the two jokers were two of those frequencies. And the way things are happening now, that they're coming back online, right? So I believe that we are coming back online, right? So this week, let's look at the transits. Let's look at the transits. Let me see if I have them ready because Okay, so the transits. The sun is in Capricorn, of course, right? So the sun in Capricorn is the final cycle. This creates sobering awareness, reality checks, structural accounting, a sense of what cannot continue. This is why the end of December feels heavy but honest. Capricorn does not close with emotion, it closes with recognition. This aligns directly with the King of Spades wisdom energy already active before January the 1st. Jupiter retrograde is ongoing, and Jupiter is already moving backward as the cycle ends, and this matters. Instead of expansion, Jupiter retrograde creates internal questioning, revision of belief systems, withdrawal from blind optimism, and mental resorting. This is why vision feels foggy, motivation feels suspended, and big plans feel premature. The the cosmos is saying, do not expand yet, re-understand first. This supports the Joker void. Think about that. Think about the Joker and think about how that the 31st is so many possibilities. That's Jupiter energy, right? That is so, this retrograde is going to be very significant on the 31st, right? Neptune in transition with Pisces and Aries. Neptune is hovering between dissolving old emotional spiritual identities, Pisces, and preparing to dissolve old ego structures, Aries. This creates emotional ambiguity in identity fatigue and spiritual disillusionment, and heightened sensitivity to false narratives. People feel, I don't know who I am anymore. What used to inspire me doesn't work, and I need truth without fantasy. This is not confusion, it is pre-initiation clearing. So what is your if you want to really horn in and fine tune it, look at your Mars and your Neptune. Now we know Mars Neptune is the eight of clubs, and that is a very powerful card. That the solar value is the black woman, and we see across social media the changes that the black woman is experiencing in clearing. This is a major clearing for black women, and this is the Pluto card to the United States. So when we think about the sensitivities and we think about, I don't want to do this anymore, all of the things that black women are saying, it's in alignment with Pisces and Aries and Neptune, because Neptune and Mars is the eight of clubs. So we're going to be experiencing a lot more of that, right? The retrograde that continues. Mercury is the shadow effects. So even if Mercury is not in retrograde, we got communication fatigue, misalignment between thought and action, and difficulty articulating future plans, right? This reinforces silence over speech, observation over explanation, and presence over declaration, which is why no intentions are correct during this threshold, right? So this week is emotional clearing with the Ace of Hearts. This is emotional material arises. Old feelings surface without context, and the nervous system completes cycles the mind cannot narrate. This is why you know it's a breath. It's a breath. It's not a healing. The sky supports release without meaning. So this week with the Ace of Hearts, you're going to be releasing. Breathe, right? The Joker is suspension of identity. With Jupiter retrograde and Neptune dissolving, the collective is between beliefs. The old truths is no longer hold, they no longer hold, and the new truths are not ready. This is a cosmic neutral zone. Any attempt to define the future here creates anxiety, anchors false authority, and pollutes the new cycle. The Joker Day is cosmically protected, emptiness, right? The King of Spades, authority before action. January the 1st, the sun is in Capricorn, Saturn energy is building, and structural consciousness dominates. This means the year does not begin with excitement, it begins with discernment. Authority precedes ambition, right? So the King of Spades return, not the Ace of Clubs, not the Ace of Hearts, not innocence. The message is know what I know, then move. Ah, that King of Spades is, it says, know what I know, then move. So if you don't know, why are you moving? Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you, Chrissy. Oh, I love it. She said it was amazing. Oh, I love it. So the pressure will be continuing for the first week. It's a slow start with heavy responsibility, quietly demanding clarity because the outer planets are changing signs. Identity structures are being rewritten, and old roles are no longer viable. This is not delay, this is foundation formation, right? So, how this you? The Ace of Hearts clears emotional residue. The Joker suspends identity while the sky dissolves the narrative. Hello, somebody, right? The King of Spades restores authority as structure re enters. You are not creating ritual around anything, you are mirroring how time is moving. Time is moving and is moving with everything, right? So this Queen of Spades month, truth before movement. This is a universal 1 year, usually gets decided as a new begin, described as a new beginning. But this year does not open with innocence or enthusiasm. It opens with the Queen of Spades energy. This means the year begins by asking the truth. It's asking for truth, not action, right? It's asking for truth. Everything else falls. So the Queen of Spades governs discernment, emotional intelligence, sharpened by experience, seeing what is and not what is hoped for, truth without cushioning. Ah. This is the inner authority, not outward power. In January, the Queen of Spades energy says, pause before initiating, observe before committing, and name reality before rewriting it. This month is diagnostic, not productive. The universal year is about identity, direction, ownership, and leadership. But the Queen of Spades insists identity must be honest, direction must be earned, leadership must be conscious, and ownership must be clean. So you may begin, but only after you see clearly. The Queen of Spades, King of Spades is authority after endurance, the return. The Queen of Spades, the truth before authority. January the 1st, authority returns. The month, authority is redefined by the Queen of Spades. Wow. All righty. That was good. Thank y'all for sticking with me. Thank you. Appreciate you. That was good. Oh, I needed to get that out. Y'all do not understand what's in here. I have an Ace of Clubs and Mars. I'm always curious, always wanting to know what makes it tick, what makes it tick. And we know that there's so much that's missing inside of the collective now. But the planets are planeting. You know, the things that are happening now. You can assign it to the person who puts their pants on one leg at a time, but The only thing is they have studied these sciences for thousands of years. It's not that they have more knowledge, it's just that we have forgotten. And we have to come out of, we have been, you know, for a lack of a better word, bamboozled into not knowing who we are. And we are coming out of that. And that is helping us to express ourselves better. So yeah, thank you. Next month I have my new classes on the grand solar squares. If you want to learn how to read the grand solar squares from the rooted to the tutor, starting from the pure spread to the life spread, this class is for you. And definitely get this book, Sacred Codes, everything that I've discussed, everything that helps me to decode, because this book is about 52 frequencies, and it teaches you how to decode those frequencies. So this book is one of my favorites. I wish somebody had written it for me. So I could learn to read the cards, right? It has I think it's 4 or 5 spreads that teaches you how. It has a soul spread. It has all of the spreads. It's going to teach you what you're looking for, how you're looking for it, and all that kind of stuff. So you are welcome, Teresa. Night, Teresa. What she got on there? That's she got Teresa on there. Mia. Say, I'm like, that's not a Teresa. That's a Mia. So thank you all. Yeah, Sacred Coast. Thank you. I love it, Mia. It is definitely something that. But I will see you guys next Sunday. Same bad time, same bad station. I do plan on doing a weekly with the Life Path. I'm writing a book on the life path from Mercury to the transformation card. And I plan on starting to do that weekly. And if you want to come on and talk about the cards, if you are a cardology, astrologer, just let me know, because we are going to be taking this to a whole new level with with what we're doing. This is what we're doing. We're owning it, and we're going to be taking it out there to the world, because it's going to be needed. We're looking at the collapse of we're still in that Piscean shadow, but people are coming out of that and they want answers. And we got answers. We got the answers. The answers have always been have always been in the planets, right? Always. And they always will be in the planets. So just, hit me up. Tell me what you want me to talk about. I am open. I want to grow myself. And that's how I grow, right? So you're welcome, Mo. I will see y'all out here in these streets. Have a blessed day. Peace, fam.